Some people enter your life like a warning and stay like a question you can't escape. They don't change your path, but they change the way you walk through it. Because some connections never ask for permission. They arrive, shake you, and rewrite you. My name is Carol Halstead, and I built my empire from nothing. 57 years of fighting for every inch of ground, every contract, every deal. And for the past decade, there's been one name that makes my blood boil the moment I hear it. Judith Penrose. We run rival companies in the same industry. Tech solutions for corporate infrastructure. Boring to most people, but it's a battlefield for us. Every client we lose goes to her. Every innovation we launch, she matches within months. She's 60 years old, with that sharp black and gray hair cut close to her head, and those expensive suits that probably cost more than most people's cars. She walks into a room like she owns it, and the worst part is, she usually does. I hate her confidence. I hate the way she smirks during industry conferences when our companies get compared. I hate how she never seems rattled or worried or anything other than completely in control. Spring arrives, and with it comes another clash. We're both bidding for the same massive contract with a European conglomerate. Months of preparation, countless presentations. My team works around the clock. I barely sleep. The day of the final pitch, I wear my best cream-colored blouse and tailored navy skirt. My blonde and gray hair is pulled back, neat and professional. I look at myself in the mirror and think I'm ready. Then I walk into that conference room and see her already seated. Judith Penrose in a charcoal suit that fits her like it was painted on. She glances up at me and her lips curve just slightly, not quite a smile. More like amusement. We both present. We're both brilliant. I know my pitch is flawless. But 2 days later, I get the call. They went with Penrose Solutions. I want to throw my phone across my office. Instead, I grip my desk until my knuckles turn white. My assistant Maya knocks softly and asks if I'm okay. I tell her I'm fine, but we both know it's a lie. That's how it always goes with Judith. She wins, I lose, or I win, and she looks at me like it doesn't matter because she'll get the next one. We've been doing this dance for so long, I can't remember what it's like to not have her as my enemy. Summer starts, and everything changes, but not in the way I expect. The first sign of trouble comes during a routine financial review. My CFO, Richard, sits across from me with spreadsheets and graphs, and his face has that gray look that means nothing good. He tells me our share value dropped 15% in the last quarter. I ask him why. He explains, 3 major clients moved to competitors. 2 product launches underperformed. Manufacturing costs went up. A perfect storm of bad luck and bad timing. I tell him to fix it. He says he's trying. But his eyes don't meet mine, and I know he's scared. Over the next month, it gets worse. Share value drops another 10%. Investors start calling. The board starts questioning my decisions. I hold emergency meetings. I cut costs. I push my teams harder. Nothing works. I start staying at the office until midnight, then until 2 in the morning. Then I stop going home at all. I keep a change of clothes in my private bathroom and sleep on the couch in my office. Maya brings me coffee and looks at me with worried eyes but doesn't say anything. One night, I'm alone at my desk, staring at red numbers on my computer screen. My hands are shaking. I open the bottom drawer and pull out the bottle of whiskey I keep there for celebrating big wins. I haven't opened it in 2 years. I pour myself 1 glass, then another. The burn in my throat feels good. It quiets the screaming in my head. It makes the numbers blur just enough that I can breathe. That becomes my routine. Work until I can't think straight, then drink until the panic dulls. I tell myself it's temporary. Just until things get better. But things don't get better. By midsummer, my company is in free fall. Share value down 40%. Major investors pulling out, rumors spreading through the industry like wildfire. I hear people whispering when I walk into meetings. I see the pity in their eyes. The worst part is, I know Judith must be hearing about it too. I imagine her in her perfect office reading reports about my failure. I imagine her satisfaction, her vindication, all those years of rivalry, and she finally gets to watch me crash and burn. I'm drinking every night now. Sometimes during the day. I keep a flask in my desk drawer. My hands shake less when I have it. Maya catches me once and her face goes pale, but I tell her it's none of her business. She doesn't bring it up again. I barely sleep. When I do, I dream about spreadsheets and board meetings and Judith's face. That smirk, that confidence. I wake up in cold sweats and reach for the bottle. My house feels too big and too empty. It's a beautiful place overlooking the water. Floor-to-ceiling windows and modern furniture and everything I worked so hard for. But I can't stand being there. It reminds me of success, and right now I'm drowning in failure. I'm sitting in my office on a Thursday evening. It's almost 8. The building is empty, except for security. I'm on my third glass of whiskey when my phone rings. I don't recognize the number, but I answer anyway. My voice comes out rougher than I expect. The voice on the other end makes my blood run cold. Smooth and controlled and unmistakable. Judith Penrose. For a moment I couldn't breathe. I wondered if I was hallucinating, if the alcohol and stress finally broke something in my brain. But her voice came again. "Carol, are you still there?" I gripped the phone tighter. "What do you want, Judith?" It came out harsh and defensive. She was quiet for a beat. "I want to talk to you about your company. About the situation you're in." I almost hung up, almost told her to go to hell. But something in her tone stopped me. It wasn't mocking. It wasn't triumphant. It was almost careful. "I know what's happening, Carol. I've been watching the news and the reports. I want to help." I laughed. It was a bitter, broken sound. "You're joking. You have to be joking. Why would you help me when watching me fail must be the best thing that's happened to you in years?" Judith was quiet again. Then she said something I never expected. "We've been rivals for a long time, but that doesn't mean I want to see you destroyed. I respect what you've built. I'm willing to discuss options." I didn't believe her. This must be some kind of game. Some way to humiliate me further. "When are you free to meet?" Her voice was steady, patient, like she expected my reaction and wasn't bothered by it. "I'm not free. I don't need your help. Lose my number." Then I hung up and poured myself another drink. My hands were shaking worse than before. I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about Judith's call, about the tone of her voice, about what she said. It didn't make sense. We'd hated each other for years. Why would she offer help now? Maybe it was a trap. Maybe she wanted to get close so she could finish destroying me personally. Maybe this was her final move in our long war. But a small part of me wondered if she meant it. If maybe after all this time there was something more complicated than simple hatred between us. I was still thinking about it the next morning when Maya came into my office, looking pale. "Carol, Judith Penrose is in the lobby. She's asking to see you." My heart stopped. I stared at Maya, trying to process her words. "What? She's here now?" "Yes." Should I send her away? I almost said yes, but curiosity won. Or maybe it was desperation. Bring her up. 5 minutes later, Judith walked into my office, and it was the first time she'd ever been in this space. My territory. She looked around with those sharp, dark eyes, taking everything in. Then she looked at me. I hadn't showered. I was wearing yesterday's clothes. I knew I looked like hell. But Judith's expression didn't change. She just looked at me evenly. "Can we talk?" I gestured to the chair across from my desk. She sat. I stayed standing because I needed the height advantage. I needed something to feel in control of. She got straight to the point. "I've reviewed your company's situation. It's fixable, but it needs immediate action and significant capital. I'm prepared to provide both. What do you want in return?" I crossed my arms. "Nothing's free, especially not from you." Judith leaned back in the chair. She was wearing a dark blue suit today, perfectly tailored. She looked completely comfortable while I felt like I was falling apart. I don't want anything, just the satisfaction of knowing I helped. We don't have to be enemies forever, Carol. I don't believe you, I know. She reached into her briefcase and pulled out a folder. But maybe these will help. She set the folder on my desk. I stared at it like it might explode. Detailed financial plans, investment structures, partnership options. Look them over. Think about it. Then call me. She stood up, started walking toward the door. Then she paused and turned back. For what it's worth, Carol, I mean it. I don't want to see you fail. Then she was gone, and I was left standing in my office holding a folder that might save everything or destroy what was left. News spread fast. By that afternoon, every major business outlet was running stories about Judith Penrose visiting my company headquarters. Speculation ran wild. Is she acquiring them? Is this a merger? Are they forming a partnership? My phone exploded with calls, investors, board members, journalists. I ignored all of them. I was too busy staring at the papers spread across my desk. Judith hadn't just decided this yesterday. She'd been planning this for weeks, maybe longer. The proposals were detailed, thorough, professional. If she followed through on even half of what was outlined here, my company could survive, could even thrive. I poured myself a drink. Then I looked at the glass in my hand and something twisted in my chest. When did this become automatic? When did I stop being able to think without alcohol smoothing the edges? I set the glass down, untouched. For the first time in weeks, I tried to think clearly. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Have you had a chance to review the proposals? If you have questions, we can meet again, Judith. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, when are you available? Her response came immediately. Tomorrow morning, my office or neutral ground, your choice. I thought about it. Neutral ground. Do you know Marcello's downtown? I do. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I set my phone down, looked at the untouched glass of whiskey. Then I poured it down the sink in my private bathroom. Tomorrow, I needed to be sharp, clear, ready for whatever game Judith was playing, or ready to accept help if she really meant it. I showed up 10 minutes early. The restaurant was elegant and understated. Morning light streamed through large windows. I ordered coffee and tried to steady my nerves. Judith arrived exactly on time. She was wearing a gray suit today, and her short hair was perfectly styled. She looked like someone who had her life completely together, while I felt like I was held together with tape and willpower. She sat across from me and ordered tea. We made small talk for exactly 30 seconds before she got to the point. What do you think of the proposals? They're good, better than good, generous even. I wrapped my hands around my coffee cup, so I'm asking again. What do you want from me? Judith looked at me for a long moment. Her dark eyes were steady and unreadable. I'm tired of fighting, Carol. We've spent a decade as enemies, and I'm not sure why anymore. Maybe it's time to try something different. I didn't know what to say to that. I took a sip of coffee to buy time. It was too hot and burned my tongue, but I barely noticed. I've watched you build your company from nothing, she continued. I respect your tenacity and your vision. Losing you as a competitor would make the industry less interesting. There was something in the way she said it. Something warm underneath the professional words. It threw me completely off balance. Is this about guilt? Do you feel responsible somehow? Judith shook her head. It's about recognizing that we don't have to be adversaries forever. Maybe there's value in alliance instead of opposition. Alliance, I tested the word. We've never been allies. No, but we could be. I studied her face, looking for the trick, the angle, the hidden agenda, but all I saw was sincerity, or a very good performance of it. Why now? Why when I'm at my weakest? Because now you might actually listen. Her lips curved slightly. If I'd offered this 6 months ago when you were on top, you would have thrown me out of your office. She wasn't wrong. We talked for 2 hours about business, about the industry, about the specific proposals. She answered every question I had, addressed every concern. By the time we finished, my coffee was cold and my head was spinning. Not from alcohol, from possibility. I need time to think about this, I said finally. Of course, take all the time you need. Judith pulled out her wallet, but I stopped her. I'll get it, Carol. Let me pay for breakfast, Judith. It's the least I can do. She smiled, a real smile. All right, thank you. We walked out together. On the sidewalk, she turned to me. Whatever you decide, I meant what I said. I don't want to see you fail. Then she walked to her car and drove away. And I stood there on the sidewalk, wondering if I'd just been saved or if I was walking into the biggest mistake of my life. Over the next month, Judith kept her word. The investment came through her team, worked with mine to restructure operations. She was there for every major decision, providing guidance without taking control. I saw her almost every day, sometimes at my office, sometimes at hers, sometimes at coffee shops or restaurants, where we spread papers across tables and argued about strategies. Something shifted. I started noticing things about her I never paid attention to before. The way she listened when people talked, really listened instead of just waiting for her turn to speak. The way she rolled up her sleeves when she was deep in problem solving. The way she laughed when something genuinely amused her. It was a low, rich sound that made something warm bloom in my chest. I tried not to think about it, tried to focus on saving my company, but it got harder every time I saw her. My drinking slowed. Not because I decided to quit, but because I was too busy to think about it. There was too much work, too much planning, too many meetings with Judith where I needed to be sharp and focused. One evening we were working late in my office. It was after 9 and the building was empty. We were going over quarterly projections when I realized I hadn't had a drink all day. It was the first time in months. Judith noticed me staring at the closed drawer where I kept the bottle. Are you okay? I looked up at her. She was watching me with concern in her eyes. I've been drinking too much. The words came out before I could stop them. I used it to cope with the stress. I'm trying to stop. She didn't judge, didn't lecture. She just nodded. If you need support, I'm here. It was such a simple thing, but it broke something open inside me. Thank you. My voice came out rough for everything, for helping when you didn't have to, for not judging, for just being here. You don't have to thank me, Carol. Yes, I do. I met her eyes. You saved me, my company, maybe my life. I won't forget that. Judith was quiet for a moment. Then she reached across the desk and squeezed my hand briefly. You're stronger than you think. You would have figured it out eventually, maybe, but you made it possible now. Her hand lingered on mine for just a second longer than necessary. Then she pulled back. We should finish these projections. It's getting late. And the terrifying realization that I was starting to feel something more than gratitude. By late summer, my company stabilized. Share value started climbing. Investors regained confidence. The board stopped questioning every move I made. It wasn't perfect, but it was no longer a disaster. I owed it all to Judith. I knew that. Everyone knew that. But what they didn't know was how I felt when I was around her now. It started as grudging respect. Then it became genuine admiration. Now it was something more. Something that made my heart race when she walked into a room. Something that made me notice the curve of her jaw and the way her hands moved when she talked. Something that kept me awake at night thinking about her. I was falling in love with Judith Penrose, and it was the most terrifying thing I'd ever experienced. I couldn't tell her. She saved my company out of some sense of professional respect, or perhaps nostalgia for our rivalry. She didn't see me that way. She couldn't possibly. We were having lunch at an outdoor cafe, summer sun warm on my face. Judith was talking about an upcoming industry summit, but I was barely listening. I was watching the way light caught in her gray-streaked hair, the way her eyes crinkled slightly when she smiled. "Carol, are you paying attention?" I blinked, sorry. "What were you saying?" She gave me a look. "I was asking if you wanted to attend the summit with me, as partners. It would send a strong message to the industry." Partners? The word felt heavy in my mouth. "Yes, that makes sense. Are you sure you're okay? You seem distracted today." "I'm fine, just tired." Judith studied me for a moment. Then she reached across the table and touched my hand. "You've been working too hard. You need to take care of yourself, Carol." Her touch sent electricity through my entire body. I forced myself to smile. "I will, I promise." After lunch, she walked me to my car. We stood there for a moment in awkward silence. "I'm proud of how far you've come," Judith said softly. "How far your company has come." The words hit me right in the chest. I managed to keep my voice steady. "I couldn't have done it without you. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for." She touched my shoulder briefly, just a quick squeeze. But it took everything in me not to lean into her touch, not to close the distance between us, not to tell her everything I was feeling. "I'll see you tomorrow," she said. "We have that meeting with the investors at 10, right? Tomorrow." Then she was gone and I was standing alone in a parking lot, trying to remember how to breathe. I got in my car, sat there for a long time. Then I drove home to my big empty house and poured myself a glass of wine. Just one glass, I told myself. Just to take the edge off. Just to stop thinking about her for 5 minutes. But one glass became 2, then 3. And suddenly, I was on the balcony watching the sunset with an empty bottle beside me and my phone in my hand. I shouldn't call her. I knew I shouldn't. But the wine had loosened everything inside me, all the walls I'd built, all the careful control. Before I could stop myself, I was calling her number. She answered on the second ring. "Carol, is everything okay?" Her voice, God, her voice. "I need to talk to you." There was a pause. I could hear the concern in her silence. "Have you been drinking?" I laughed. It came out bitter. "Maybe a little." "Where are you?" "Home. I'm at home. Alone." Another pause. Then her voice came firm and decisive. "I'm coming over." "Judith, you don't have to." But she'd already hung up. I sat there on the balcony, staring at my phone. What had I done? Why did I call her? This was a mistake. A terrible mistake. 20 minutes later, my doorbell rang. I stumbled to the door and opened it. There she was, Judith Penrose, on my doorstep in jeans and a simple white button-down. I'd never seen her in casual clothes before. She looked younger, somehow softer. "Can I come in?" I stepped aside. She walked past me into my living room. Her eyes took in everything. The empty wine bottle on the coffee table, the glass in my hand, the way I was swaying slightly. She gently took the glass from me and set it down. Then she guided me to the couch. "Sit." I sat, she sat next to me. Not too close, but close enough that I could smell her perfume. Something subtle and expensive. "What's going on, Carol? Talk to me." The wine had loosened my tongue, but now faced with her actually here, the words stuck in my throat. "I shouldn't have called you, but you did. So tell me what you wanted to talk about." I looked at her, really looked at her. At her dark, intelligent eyes, her strong features, the concern written all over her face, and I couldn't keep it in anymore. "I can't stop thinking about you." She went very still. "Every day, every meeting, every time I see you." The words were pouring out now. "Somewhere between hating you and working with you, I fell in love with you." Her eyes widened. "I admire everything about you, Judith. Your strength, your intelligence, your unexpected kindness." My voice cracked. "I respect you more than anyone I've ever known, and I want you in ways that terrify me." Tears were running down my face now. I couldn't stop them. Couldn't stop any of it. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I've ruined everything, haven't I?" Judith didn't say anything for a long moment. She just looked at me with an expression I couldn't read. Then she spoke. Her voice was calm, quiet. "Can I meet you right now, Carol? Really meet you?" I was confused. "You are meeting me. You're right here." She shook her head slightly. "I mean, can I kiss you? If that's what you actually want, or if it's just the wine talking." My heart stopped. I stared at her. "What? I need to know if this is real. If you mean what you're saying, I mean it." The words came out choked. "I've wanted this for months. Please, Judith. Please come closer." She moved, closed the distance between us. Her hand came up to cup my face. Her thumb wiped away tears. "Are you sure?" "I've never been more sure of anything." She leaned in slowly, giving me every chance to change my mind. I didn't. When her lips touched mine, everything else disappeared. The fear, the humiliation, the uncertainty. There was only her. Only this. The kiss was gentle at first, careful, but I couldn't be careful anymore. I'd wanted this too badly for too long. I kissed her harder. My hands found her shoulders, pulled her closer. She responded immediately. Her arms went around me. The kiss deepened. We broke apart both, breathing hard. She was looking at me with dark, intense eyes. "Are you going to regret this tomorrow?" "No." I shook my head. "Never. Stay with me, Judith. Please stay." "I'm not going anywhere." She kissed me again. And this time, neither of us held back. Judith pulled back slightly. Her hand still cupped my face. "We should talk about this, Carol. Really talk." "I don't want to talk." I tried to kiss her again, but she stopped me gently. "I need you to understand something first." I waited, my heart pounding. "I'm not doing this because you're vulnerable, or because I feel sorry for you." Her eyes held mine. "I'm doing this because I've wanted it to, for longer than you might think." "What do you mean?" "I started noticing you differently months ago, before your company's troubles." She brushed a strand of hair from my face. "Working together gave me excuses to be near you, to learn who you are beyond the rival I thought I knew." My breath caught. "You've been falling for me too." "Yes, but I didn't think you could ever see me as anything but an enemy." I laughed. It came out watery. "I was so stupid, wasting all that time hating you when I could have been." She kissed me, cut off my words with her lips. When she pulled back, she was smiling. "We're here now. That's what matters. Stay with me tonight, please." "Are you sure? You've been drinking and I don't want you to." "I'm sure, Judith. The wine just gave me courage to say what I've been feeling for weeks, but the feelings are real. I promise they're real." She searched my face, then nodded. "Okay, I'll stay." I stood up, a little unsteady, but not from the wine anymore. From want, from need. I held out my hand. "Come with me." She took my hand, let me lead her through my house, down the hallway, to my bedroom. We stood there for a moment, the tension thick between us. Then she pulled me close. "Tell me what you want, Carol." "You, I want you. You have me." She kissed me again, deeper this time. Her hands slid down my back. I pressed against her, wanting to be closer, needing to be closer. We moved to the bed. She sat down, pulled me onto her lap so I was straddling her, her hands on my waist, my hands in her hair. "Is this okay?" she whispered against my lips. "More than okay." I kissed her neck, felt her pulse racing under my lips. Her hands tightened on my waist. "Carol," my name came out rough, wanting. I pulled back just enough to look at her. Her eyes were dark, pupils dilated. She looked at me like I was something precious. "I need you to know something," I said. "This isn't just physical for me." I meant what I said. "I love you, Judith." Her expression softened. "I love you too. I have for a while now." The words hit me like a wave. I kissed her again, pouring everything I felt into it. Her hands found the buttons of my blouse, slowly undoing them one by one. I helped her, shrugged out of it, let it fall to the floor. She looked at me, really looked at me, like she was memorizing every detail. "You're beautiful, Carol." My cheeks burned. "So are you." I reached for her shirt, started unbuttoning it with shaking fingers. She helped me. Soon we were skin to skin. The feeling of her against me was overwhelming. She laid me back on the bed, kissed down my body, taking her time. "Tell me what you like." I could barely form words, but I managed. Guided her, showed her, and she was a quick learner, attentive. When I came apart under her touch, I cried out her name. She held me through it, whispered how beautiful I was, how much she wanted me. When I could breathe again, I pulled her up, kissed her deeply, tasting myself on her lips. "Your turn." I kissed down her body, learning her. What made her moan? What made her hands tighten in my hair? She was gorgeous, every inch of her, and she was mine. At least for tonight, maybe longer if I was lucky. When she came undone, she said my name like a prayer, like I was something sacred. It made my heart ache in the best way. After we were tangled together, sweaty and satisfied, her arm around my waist, my head on her chest, listening to her heartbeat. "Stay," I whispered. "Don't leave in the morning." "I won't, I promise." I believed her, and for the first time in months, I felt safe, complete home. I woke to sunlight streaming through my windows. For a moment I panicked, thought I dreamed everything. Then I felt her next to me, still asleep, her arm still around me. Judith Penrose was in my bed. We'd made love. She'd said she loved me. It was real. I watched her sleep, her face peaceful. Younger without the sharp business mask she usually wore, her short hair messy. I wanted to touch it, but didn't want to wake her. She stirred, opened her eyes slowly, saw me watching, smiled. It was a soft, genuine smile I'd never seen her make before. "Good morning." "Good morning." I couldn't stop smiling. "You stayed." I said I would. She pulled me closer, kissed me softly. Morning kisses, slow and sweet. "How do you feel?" she asked. "Happy, terrified, like I might wake up and this will all be a dream." "It's not a dream." She squeezed me. "I'm here. This is real." "What happens now?" "Now we take things slow. Do this right." She brushed hair from my face. "I want to be with you, Carol. Really be with you. Not just one night." My heart soared. I want that too. "Then let's do it. Let's see where this goes." We stayed in bed talking until nearly noon, making plans. She said she wanted to take me on a real date, take me to dinner, get to know me outside of business and crisis. I told her I wanted all of that, wanted everything with her. Eventually we got up, showered together, which led to more kissing, more touching. We barely made it out. She borrowed clothes from my closet. She looked good in my shirt. I told her so. She laughed. "I should go home, get changed, but I'll call you later, okay?" "Promise." "I promise." She kissed me at the door, long and deep, like she didn't want to leave. "This is real, right?" I asked. "You're not going to change your mind?" "I'm not changing my mind." "You're stuck with me now?" "Good. I don't want you to go. I'll be back tonight. We'll have dinner, talk more, figure this out together." "Okay." One more kiss. Then she was gone, and I was standing in my doorway, grinning like an idiot. I called Maya, told her I was taking the day off. She sounded shocked. I never took days off, but I needed this. Needed time to process everything that had happened. I spent the day cleaning my house, making it ready for Judith to come back. I wanted everything to be perfect. She called at 5. "I'm on my way over. Should I bring anything?" "Just yourself. I'm bringing wine, anyway. The good stuff." She showed up at 6 with a bottle of expensive red wine and takeout from my favorite Italian place. I hadn't told her it was my favorite. She'd remembered from a conversation weeks ago. We ate on my balcony, watching the sunset, talking, laughing, getting to know each other outside of business for the first time. "I have a confession," she said. "What?" "I've wanted to do this for months. Just sit with you. Talk, not about quarterly reports or investment strategies. just be with you. Why didn't you say anything? Because I thought you still hated me. I thought if I said something, I'd ruin the working relationship we'd built. I reached across the table, took her hand. I'm glad you know now. Me too. After dinner, we moved inside, sat on the couch together. She pulled me close. I rested my head on her shoulder. What are we going to tell people? I asked. The truth, that we're together. If you want to, people are going to talk. The media is going to have a field day. Let them talk. She kissed the top of my head. I don't care what anyone thinks, do you? No. I just want to be with you. Then that's all that matters. We talked late into the night about our pasts, our families, our hopes, our fears. She told me she'd known she was attracted to women since college, that she'd come out in her 30s, that her family had struggled with it, but eventually accepted her. I told her similar stories, about knowing I was different, about dating men to fit in, about finally accepting myself. My last relationship ended 5 years ago, I said. I threw myself into work to avoid feeling lonely. I did the same thing. It's easier to build an empire than build a relationship. But we found each other anyway. We did. Maybe we needed all that time apart to become who we are now. To be ready for each other. Maybe. We fell asleep on the couch, tangled together, the TV playing quietly in the background, and I'd never felt more at peace. I woke up with a crick in my neck. We were still on the couch. Judith was already awake, watching me with soft eyes. We should have moved to the bed, she said. I didn't want to move. You were too comfortable, she laughed. That low, rich sound I loved. Come on, let's make coffee. We moved to the kitchen. She knew where everything was now, had learned my space. We moved around each other easily, like we'd been doing this for years instead of days. I have meetings today, she said, but I want to see you tonight. Can I take you to dinner? Somewhere nice? Like a date. Exactly like a date. A real one this time. I'd love that. She kissed me before she left, lingering like she didn't want to go. I'll pick you up at 7. I'll be ready. After she left, I got ready for work. For the first time in months, I was excited about the day. Not because of business, because I knew I'd see her tonight. At the office, Maya noticed immediately. You look different. Do I? Happy. You look happy. She studied me. What happened? I smiled. I'll tell you soon. I promise. The day dragged. Every meeting felt too long. Every call felt unnecessary. I just wanted it to be 7 o'clock. Finally, it was time to go home. I rushed through getting ready, changed clothes 3 times, settled on a deep blue dress that hugged my curves, let my hair down, put on makeup for the first time in weeks. When the doorbell rang at exactly 7, my heart raced. Judith stood there in a black suit with a crisp white shirt. She looked stunning. Her eyes traveled over me. You look beautiful, Carol. So do you. She offered her arm. I took it. She led me to her car, opened the door for me. Such a simple gesture, but it made my heart flutter. Where are we going? You'll see. She drove us to the nicest restaurant in the city, the kind of place you needed reservations months in advance. But somehow she'd gotten us a table. The host led us to a private corner, quiet, intimate. How did you manage this? I asked. I have my ways, she smiled. I wanted tonight to be special. We ordered wine, food, but I barely tasted anything. I was too focused on her, on the way she looked at me, on the feeling of her foot gently touching mine under the table. Tell me something I don't know about you, she said. Like what? Anything. Your favorite book, your first crush, what you wanted to be when you grew up. I thought about it. I wanted to be a dancer. I took ballet lessons until I was 16. Why did you stop? My parents said it wasn't practical, that I needed to focus on school, on building a real career. I swirled my wine. I listened to them. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't. Do you regret it? No. I love what I do. But sometimes I miss it. The freedom of moving, of expressing myself without words. Judith reached across the table, took my hand. Dance for me sometime. I'm rusty. I don't care. I want to see that part of you. My throat tightened. Okay, I will. Your turn, I said. Tell me something. I play piano. My mother taught me when I was young. I didn't know that. I don't tell many people. It feels too personal somehow. Too vulnerable. Play for me sometime? She smiled. Deal. We talked through dinner, through dessert, through coffee. The restaurant started emptying around us, but we didn't notice. Finally, the waiter came by apologetically. I'm sorry, but we're closing soon. We hadn't realized how late it had gotten. We'd been talking for 4 hours. Judith paid, refused to let me contribute. Then we walked to her car hand in hand. Come back to my place, Hugh said. If you want. I want. Her apartment was sleek and modern. Floor-to-ceiling windows with a city view. Everything perfectly organized. Very Judith. Can I get you anything? Wine? Water? Just you. She smiled, pulled me close, kissed me slowly. I love you, Carol. I need you to know that. This isn't just physical for me. I know I love you too. We made our way to her bedroom, undressing each other slowly, taking our time. We'd rushed last night. Tonight, we could savor. She laid me on her bed, kissed down my body, worshiping every inch. She knew exactly what to do, how to build me up, how to make me beg. When I finally came apart, I said her name over and over. She kissed her way back up my body. I could taste myself on her lips. It was intoxicating. My turn to worship you, I whispered. I pushed her onto her back, kissed down her neck, her collarbone between her breasts. She arched into me, her hands in my hair. I took my time, learning every sound she made, every place that made her moan. When she came, she pulled me up, kissed me desperately. We made love again, slower this time, face to face, looking into each other's eyes. It felt deeper somehow, more intimate. After we lay tangled together, her fingers tracing patterns on my shoulder. Stay with me tonight, she said. I thought you'd never ask. We fell asleep, wrapped in each other, and I couldn't remember ever feeling this happy. The next morning, we woke early, made love again in the soft dawn light, then showered together, got dressed for work. People are going to notice, I said, that we're arriving at the same time. Let them notice. She buttoned her shirt. I'm not hiding this, Carol. I'm not hiding you. You're sure. I've never been more sure of anything. We decided to take separate cars. Not to hide, but because we had meetings in different parts of the city. But we left her building together, and I kissed her goodbye in the parking garage where anyone could see. At work, the day felt different, lighter somehow. I caught myself smiling for no reason. Maya definitely noticed. Okay, Spill, she said during lunch. What's going on with you? I took a breath. I'm seeing someone. Her eyes went wide. Really? Who? Judith Penrose. She stared at me. Your rival, Judith Penrose. She's not my rival anymore. Maya sat back, processing. Wow, I did not see that coming. Neither did I. Are you happy? I smiled, incredibly happy. Then I'm happy for you. She paused. People are going to talk, you know. I know, I don't care, and I meant it. For the first time in my life, I didn't care what anyone thought. I had Judith. That was all that mattered. Over the next weeks, we fell into a rhythm, splitting time between her place and mine, having dinners together, long conversations, making love, learning each other's rhythms and routines. My drinking stopped completely. I didn't need it anymore. The anxiety that had driven me to the bottle was gone, replaced with something better. Love, hope, a future I actually wanted. 3 months in, she was at my place. We were cooking dinner together, something simple. She was chopping vegetables. I was stirring sauce. The words just slipped out. I love you. She stopped chopping, looked at me, her eyes soft. I love you too. I have for a while. I was just waiting for the right moment to say it. She put down the knife, walked over to me, took my face in both hands. I love everything about you, Carol. Your strength, your vulnerability, the way you laugh, the way you look at me like I'm the only person in the world. You are. To me, you are. We kissed, surrounded by the smell of garlic and tomatoes. The pasta boiled over. We didn't care. We were too busy holding each other, making promises. Move in with me, she said suddenly. I pulled back. What? Move in with me, or I'll move in with you. I don't care where. I just want to wake up with you every morning. Are you sure? It's fast. I'm 60 years old, Carol. I've wasted enough time. I know what I want. I want you, every day, in my space, in my life, permanently. My heart felt like it would burst. Yes, yes, I'll move in with you. She kissed me again, deeper this time. We should find a new place, I said. Something that's ours, not yours or mine. I love that idea. We started looking the next week, toured houses on weekends, finally found one on the coast. Modern, beautiful, floor-to-ceiling windows with an ocean view. This is it, Judith said, standing on the deck. This is home. It's perfect. We made an offer that day. It was accepted. We moved in 2 months later. Living together was easier than I expected. We fell into comfortable routines, morning coffee on the deck, evening walks on the beach, lazy Sunday mornings in bed. Our companies continued to thrive. Sometimes we competed. Sometimes we collaborated. We'd learned to separate business from personal. But it wasn't always perfect. We had our first real fight 3 months after moving in. It started over something stupid. She'd made plans without checking with me first. I felt left out, unimportant. You could have asked me, I said. It was a business dinner, Carol. You weren't invited. That's not the point. The point is you didn't even tell me. I don't have to run everything by you. I know that. But a heads up would be nice. Her jaw tightened. Are you saying I need your permission? No. I'm saying I'm your partner. I'd like to be included in your life. You are included. You're standing in our house that we bought together, living the life we built together. Then why do I feel like an afterthought? She stepped back, hurt flashing across her face. Is that really what you think? I immediately regretted it. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Then what did you mean? I just want to feel like a priority, like I matter. Her expression softened. She moved closer, took my hands. You matter, Carol. You matter more than anything. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about dinner. You're right. I should have. I'm sorry, I snapped. We're both learning how to do this, how to be together. She squeezed my hands, but I'm not going anywhere. Even when we fight, even when it's hard. I'm staying. Promise. I promise. We made up the way we always did, with kisses, with soft words, with making love until we forgot what we'd been fighting about. After she held me close, we should go public, she said, with our relationship officially. You mean like an announcement? I mean stop hiding. Go to events together. Let people see us. Let them know we're serious. People are going to talk. The media is going to be brutal. Let them. I don't care what they say. I love you. I want the world to know. I thought about it. About all the scrutiny, the judgment, the speculation. Then I looked at her, at the woman I loved. And none of it mattered. Okay, let's do it. We attended an industry gala the following month. Arrived together. Walked the red carpet holding hands. The reaction was immediate. Camera flashes, reporters shouting questions. By the next morning, we were everywhere. Every business publication, every gossip site. Former rivals, now lovers. CEO power couple goes public. Judith Penrose and Carol Halstead confirm relationship. Some people were supportive. Some were skeptical. Some made snide comments about conflicts of interest. We ignored all of it. We had each other. That was enough. My board called an emergency meeting. I answered their questions honestly. Yes, I'm in a relationship with Judith Penrose. No, it doesn't affect my ability to run this company. Yes, we maintain appropriate boundaries. They weren't entirely happy, but they accepted it. I'd proven myself. They had no grounds to challenge me. Judith's board had similar concerns. She handled them the same way. We were both too established, too successful, too powerful to be easily questioned. Life settled into a new normal. We split time between work and home, went to events together, traveled, built a life. I want to take you somewhere, Judith said one evening. Where? Paris. I want to show you the city. Take you to my favorite places. Oh, when? Next month, we'll take a week. Just us. I'd love that. We flew first class, stayed in a luxury hotel near the Eiffel Tower, spent our days walking the streets, visiting museums, eating at tiny cafes. One night we were having dinner at a restaurant overlooking the Seine. Candles flickered between us. The city lights sparkled behind her. Thank you, I said. For what? For this? For giving me a life I never thought I could have. She reached across the table, took my hand. You saved yourself, Carol. I just gave you the tools. Everything else was you. I couldn't have done it without you. Maybe. But you're stronger than you think. You always have been. We walked back to the hotel, hand in hand, made love with the windows open, the sounds of Paris drifting in. The next day we went to Barcelona, then Rome, then Tokyo, always staying in beautiful places, always finding quiet moments to just be together. When we got home, we both went back to work. But something had shifted. We'd built something real, something lasting, something neither of us wanted to lose. A year passed, then two. Our relationship deepened. We learned each other's rhythms. Our fights became fewer. Our love grew stronger. We bought a beach house, somewhere to escape on weekends, somewhere quiet where we could just exist. One Sunday morning we were there, sitting on the deck watching the waves, coffee in hand. I want to marry you, Judith said suddenly. I turned to look at her. I want to marry you, Carol. I want to make this official, legal, permanent. My heart raced. Are you proposing? I am. She pulled a small box from her pocket, opened it. Inside was a simple, elegant ring. Will you marry me? Tears filled my eyes. Yes, yes, of course, yes. She slipped the ring on my finger, then pulled me close, kissed me deeply. I love you, she whispered against my lips. I love you too, so much. We got married 3 months later. Small ceremony, just close friends and family. On the beach at sunset, I wore a simple white dress. She wore a tailored cream suit. We wrote our own vows. I promise to love you through the hard days and the easy ones, I said. I promise to be your partner, your equal, your home. I promise to support your dreams, Judith said. To challenge you, to stand beside you, to choose you every single day. We exchanged rings, kissed as wives for the first time, and the small crowd cheered. The reception was at our beach house, dancing under string lights, good food, better wine, surrounded by people who loved us. At one point, Judith pulled me aside, led me down to the water where it was quiet. Happy, she asked. Incredibly happy. You, more than I ever thought possible. She wrapped her arms around me. Thank you for taking a chance on me, on us. Thank you for saving me. We saved each other. She was right. We had. We danced on the beach, just the two of us. The music faint in the distance. The waves gentle at our feet. I wish we'd done this sooner, I said. We did it when we were ready. That's all that matters. She was right about that too. Later that night in our bedroom, she undressed me slowly, kissed every inch of skin she revealed. My wife, she whispered. You're my wife now, and you're mine. We made love as married women for the first time, slow and tender, taking our time, memorizing each other all over again. After she held me close, our legs tangled, her fingers tracing lazy patterns on my back. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, she said. Me neither. We fell asleep wrapped in each other. The sound of the ocean our lullaby. 2 more years passed. We traveled the world together. Built our companies. Built our life. We were sitting on our deck one evening, summer sun setting over the water. She was next to me on the outdoor couch, my head on her shoulder, her arm around me. We weren't talking, just existing together, comfortable in the silence. I thought about everything that brought us here. The rivalry, the hatred, the crisis, the slow burn of falling in love, the leap of faith it took. I was grateful for all of it, even the hard parts, especially the hard parts. They made this possible. What are you thinking about? Judith asked. Us, how we got here. Regrets? Not a single one. She kissed the top of my head. Me neither. I'm happy, Judith. Happier than I ever thought possible. Me too, she squeezed me gently. You know what we should do? What? Celebrate. Celebrate what? Being happy, being together, being alive. Her smile turned mischievous. Being madly in love. I laughed. How do you suggest we celebrate? She stood, pulled me up with her. Come with me, I'll show you. She led me inside. To our bedroom. To our bed. We made love as the sun set. Golden light streaming through the windows. Taking our time. Savoring each other. After we lay tangled together, satisfied and content. I want this forever, she whispered. I want you forever. You have me? For as long as you want. Forever then. Forever sounds perfect. We fell asleep wrapped in each other. The sound of waves in the distance. Moonlight streaming through our windows. 2 former enemies who found love when they stopped fighting. 2 women who built empires and then built something even better together. 2 hearts that finally found home. And as I drifted off, I thought about how sometimes the best things come from the most unexpected places. How love can bloom even in the harshest soil. How 2 people who seemed destined to hate each other forever can become each other's everything. I fell asleep smiling, grateful, complete. Because I found her, and she found me, and together we found home.
Shifted when you crossed in
something new, formed in echoes drawn from you. You emerge within the storm, shaping chaos into force. Found the fault beneath my frame, read the pulse. I could not name all the parts I tried to hide. Shifted when you crossed inside.
Thank you for watching Sapphic Story Hour. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, bye-bye.